DC Live English communication or DC communication, right? So I hope. So yesterday we were doing a kind of an taking out some stats, right? There are listeners who are listening from various centers, so that is good. But only thing is, like, if it could pick up, that will be great, because we're putting a lot of effort. We're bringing in content, and these are the stuff which will definitely help you to improve your language, which is English, right? And which we keep talking about, which is a very essential part of our corporate world, right? Everybody can think that they may not need it now, but at some point of time in your career, if you want to excel, you can't get away from this particular language, right? Whether it's speaking or writing, right? There are so many things which will help you in terms of your career growth. Okay, so what we would do is like, for past 4 days, we have been talking about speaking, the skills which you can apply, and how you can improve speaking. So one thing is very, very clear, right? As they say, you can take a horse to the water, you can't make it drink. So similarly, unless and until you want to do it from your end, from your bottom of your heart, and then things will happen. Otherwise, it will not happen. Simple. Anything in life, right? So if you're really, really inclined, you're really, really keen to improve, then you need to put in some effort. So that is the only way how you can improve. Okay, so Shakti, I think you're able to see my screen, isn't it? Okay, fantastic. So so let's begin now. So I hope Shakti is here. So yeah, looks like Manju's ID is also here. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yesterday I was busy with another website. Sorry, sir.
No issues. That's fine. Yesterday was the interactive day, so we were actually looking for you, so we could have no worries. So let's do this now. So this is the last bit today, and so we will come back. Let's see if there are some speaking other skills which we can bring in, or else what we can do is, like, we will wind up with this, and next week we can bring in other stuff like how listening and stuff like can help, right? So this is where we started from, right? And so we spoke about a lot of things, right? It's a long-term thing, and getting away from mother tongue. These are the things which we spoke about. And speaking buddies, I hope by now you would have found out with whom you want to practice at home and work and stuff like that. And you can also listen to some good speakers, though you are they're not your speaking buddies, so it always helps. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. This is very, very important. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy, right? And mistakes are fine unless and until if somebody tells you this is a mistake, you ensure that that's being corrected, which is very important. We can't keep doing the same thing. And think before you speak as well. So that fraction of second and stuff like that, you can practice when you're alone as well, right? So I told you a lot of tips how you can do. And so digital platform you can definitely use for a lot of things. So this we talked about pronunciation, how you can pronounce word, which is very, very important. So that is what is going to be a part of when we speak as well, because pronunciation is very, very important. You might come across a new word, right? See, when we speak, no, there are many who use different way of speaking. For English as well, there are many who will say English. So it's not it is English, right? Communication. So it is not communication, it is communication. It's not computer, it is computer. There are some who would use this, though they might be good in speaking and stuff like that, but it can happen. These are the stuff where they are getting it wrong, and either they are aware of it or they're not aware of it. But this is will not give a great output for you. So accent, I'm not saying get an accent of a native speaker, but getting a neutral accent is very important, right? So these sounds will help you. Even with the basic common these words which I said, if you're not getting the sound proper, then the output will not be good, right? So that is one. Other than that, for a lot of words, for pronunciation, I myself use pronunciation because I come across a word, I may not know how it is pronounced. But I put an effort myself, first of all, with the little knowledge I have to get the pronunciation right. But there are some tricky words. right? Especially there are words like names, which is of other countries, so you probably might struggle. So the thing is like go to Google, put this thing, or maybe pronunciation of this one, you will get that. So we did, and for words as well, there are a lot of words which is not easy to pronounce, and what you can use is like you can use Google to get the assistance. Okay, so yesterday is what we did this one. So all the ready-made use phrases which we covered, plenty of them it was, and there was some kind of an right. This is where I involved Shakti, where I asked him how he would thank someone or how they are doing and stuff like that, and so all he responded very nicely. So there was something where there were few things which I've corrected here. So one was like how to respond to a good news, right? Great, wonderful. How you can disagree. You can agree with someone, but you want to disagree with someone politely, right? So how do you do that? And ask for information, and how do you say that I don't know, right? So how do you do that? So these are, so as I said, this is like just a sample. There could be thousands of, or maybe the scenario which you come across pretty often. So you can use those kind of scenario. Think what would be the phrases which you can use, what are the things can come, and how you can use it. Sometimes you may not have a deep language knowledge within you, but with these kind of stuff, right, which you know the information in terms of the minimum conversation or maybe exchange in a conversation, if you're able to get that right, that itself is a great victory for you, because it can happen that it's not going beyond that, right? So we in sports as well, we keep talking about that. There are some players who don't have great skills like Sachin or maybe any other great players who have played the game, talking about cricket. But the point is like they're good enough. What they do really good. They put in the effort, and sometime more. They also win matches for their country, right? So that is what it is. So English is also, even if the deep knowledge which you're trying to get, it might take over a period of time, but still you can manage with these kind of phrases, conversation or goodies, right, which will help you to sail through. Okay, so let's look at some finishing pointers for this particular day today, which is today, right? So another after this is like the first thing is like listening. Listening is very important, and so we will do stuff about listening. As I said, next week we will start if there is nothing left as far as speaking is concerned, which is very, very important. So listening is not only important for learning, but listening is also very important for understanding. See, all the conversation will be happening. See, when we speak, we are not speaking to somebody, right? Or maybe a wall or something, right? We are speaking to a live person, an individual. So there will be Q&A, there will be questions, there will be answers, there will be chit chat and stuff like that. So the point is like your listening skill is very important. You need to understand what that person is saying, right? You know that we all have different accents. If somebody is talking from Kapu, they might have a kind of a different accent. Somebody from another center and other things. Somebody from Delhi, you may not, even they are Indian, they may not know. Somebody from East, like Tripura and all, somebody talks to you, right? You may not be able to understand. So they have all different accents. So it's very important you understand that accent as well, right? That will only happen that by listening, and especially the native speakers, American and Britishers and all. So this is where you're watching movie and stuff like that, which will help you in a big way, right? So always pick up something which movies are best. Movies are best. I keep saying again and again, right? A movie, English movie, maybe one and a half hours, or max, it would be two, not more than that. Most of the movies, 1.5 hours. So pick something which is interesting for you and watch it. So it is fun, it is nice. And imagine if you have been doing it for past 2-3 years, then your accent, your understanding about the language and stuff like that will improve. Right, so listening, as I said, I'll cover a lot of stuff when we do the listening stuff. There are a lot of things which you can do. If you're not into movies, pick up music, right? So like DC Live is all about music as well. Here, a lot of these stuffs are played. So pick up some singers whom you like. Maybe a Sia, right? Sia song everybody like, isn't it? So the point is like pick something and try and follow the lyrics. And if you don't understand the lyrics, open the lyrics, right? You have everything and sing along with the thing. Accent will come, your understanding will happen, your pronunciation will get because you are singing along with the singer, right? And so these are the great things. You can listen into some good radio, English, right? So this can happen. So podcasts and stuff like that. So these are the things when we keep doing it over a period of everything. I keep saying over a period of time because nothing is instant, right? It's not like I haven't. Somebody has suffering from headache. You have a tablet and then it's gone after maybe half an hour of the tablet going in. It doesn't happen this way. It's a long-term haul. That's what we said. It's a long-term haul. So anything or everything will take time, but you will get the benefit. So that is what it is talking about. The next point, well upon the career benefits one can bring. So this is very important. Think why you want to do this, and are you really serious? If you're not serious, leave it. You think that it's not going to help my career, it's not going to help me anywhere, leave that. Don't worry about that. Do something else. But if you really think it will help your career, if not now, maybe down the line, maybe I'm in the beginning of my career, not now, maybe later, right? Or maybe you think it's not going to help, then as I said, do something. But you think it will help, yeah, so put in the thing. Maybe you are in the mid-career, maybe in the senior position as well. It's never late if you really want to make a change. So we also think, what is in it for me, right? In the training as well. Why should I do this? The moment you keep doing that, right, the results comes in, the practice comes in, the efforts comes in, and you are able to do the things on a regular basis, right? So that is very important. Otherwise, what will happen is like, see, doing something for a short period of time and then forgetting about it's not going to happen. So that is very important. So make a plan and stick to it, right? There are a lot of things which you can do, which can be fun. I always say English learning, especially adult learning. No, it's not a school or maybe a college where you have exams and stuff like that. There will be, bombarding you with all the grammar and stuff like that. No. So this is for our learning, adult learning. I'm okay where I am, but I want to get better. How can I make better? So this is what it is. You need to have a plan. You need to identify your buddies. You need to know what kind of things you are going to do in terms of listening. Are you going to watch a movie or listen to a song or stuff like that? If you want to read something, what is that you want to read? How much you want to do it, right? So it's okay if you're not able to do 2-3 days, but it's not okay if you haven't done anything for 1 month. Then I think you don't have a plan, or maybe you had a plan, you're not able to stick with that. And I don't think so. We are so busy that we'll not be able to devote this much time for ourselves, right? So that is what it is. So at the end of the day, most of the stuff comes from us, not from anywhere else, right? And so I keep saying there are a lot of things which we want to learn. You don't need somebody. You can do it on your own, right? You can be that Eklavya, right? Those who know Eklavya, it's the famous epic Mahabharata. So Eklavya learned everything what Arjuna knew on its own, right? By just watching something, and that watching could be your digital platform. Okay, so the last but not the least, which is very important, and believe in yourself. That's what I will say, because see, I have seen closely many of the participants here as well, and over a period of time, there are many who are so overwhelmed when they speak in English, though they know, right? And so they're worried about others, they're worried about others will make fun, they're worried about others will taunt them, they're worried about, they're a bit shy, they're very afraid of making mistakes, people will judge them and stuff like that. See, all these things could be a factor, definitely yes, if anybody is there in that particular situation, could be, but if you think about that, nothing is going to happen. Right? There are many who don't think. There are many who are in the same thing, who want to make a change. They do that. So this is something which you need to get away from your system. And there are a lot of people who want to help you. Right? There are some who make fun. They will make not a serious fun. Right? They want to hurt you, just like. But other than that, so these are the things which is bound to happen in life. Right? How do you manage them? How do you overcome them and how you find a way, right? And that is precisely what it is. And so, if in today's world, if somebody wants to learn English, it's very easy. Maybe 20 years ago, before the digital platform, internet and smartphone and all that, was not that easy, right? That is what I would like to say. So use the stuff. Even when I said about detach, even the detach course is not something which is on a throughout the year, right? And so detach can have maybe 15 hours or 20 hours of classes for you. And so this company is not about training. This company has something where training is a part of everybody's culture in terms with the detach, right? But it's not like throughout the year you will have detach, right? So that is what it is. So for after the 20 hours, what is that you've learned from that 20 hours? What is that you've gained from that 20 hours? And what are the techniques or what are the things which you have improved and how you're going to keep getting better? So this is what we tell in English thing as well. There are a lot of tips which we give, right? And which you can keep using for your life and which will make a huge change. Right. So, so this would bring an end of this particular show, and so we will also wind up. It's already time, and so unfortunately, all these skills are not like grammar skills where I could involve both Shakti and Manju for today. But yesterday, Shakti was all in full flow. There are a lot of things which we answered correctly as well. So we will wind up today's show. It's almost the time. It's over. And we'll get back, we'll come back again with some more skills, how you can enhance. So this will be non-grammar oriented. I would feel like there are a lot of things which we can do in terms of listening more. So I'll share in depth, and then writing, how we can improve, because writing can be even more difficult than speaking. Because once you write, then it's there in the email, right? You can undo in that fraction of second, but after that it's there. So how we can improve, what we can do, so that is what we can try and cover up in next week. Okay, so goodbye to both the participants here, Shakti and Manju. And so I hope there were listeners who are listening from various center, which was very heartening. There are numbers who are listening to us, but the numbers can definitely go up, and that is what we would want. And so that is for your benefit and for utilizing this platform, which is very, very important. So thank you again. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.